everybody, this is Bobby with Bobby Stamps. Sorry about my voice. I'm still under the weather. I'm trying to get over this. But I told you yesterday when I posted my last video that I was going to make another card for you guys. And I just absolutely love this card. But I first want to apologize for my ugly fingernail. I do the gel nails, and as I was cutting my cardstock to make this video, my fingernail broke. It looks disgusting and it hurts really bad, but you know, all in the love of paper crafting and card making, right? So here's the beautiful card that we're gonna make today. Now I got this idea from Tammy White. She's my upline, and she posted a video a couple of days ago using the Dragonfly Dream stamp set to do this technique. So I immediately knew that last night when I was doing that I wanted to use Beautiful You. So I'm going to show you how to get this effect, and it is just so pretty. So I hope you guys like it. We'll set that to the side and I'll tell you what we're going to use, the supplies you're going to need. Of course you're going to need Beautiful You, the stamp set, and like I told you last night, you'll receive 2 stamp sets when you order this, because there's so many pieces to it. So it comes in 2 different cases. You're going to need either a sponge or a finger dauber. You're going to need the stitched framelits, and then I also used the layering oval framelits. And the stitched framelits I used the next to the biggest. So it's that one right there. And then what I do is I just match up then how I want it to look in the background, how much of that I want to show. So I'm not sure which one I used for that. But as you can see, I used the Whisper White and used the second to the largest. And then I just like just a little bit like that. So that's the Silver Glimmer paper. And to conserve on your paper, just like Tammy did in her video, cut out your silver piece that you're going to use out of your background piece, and you're going to save on your cardstock that way. And then I used a piece of another piece of the Silver Glimmer paper, and this is cut at 3 3/4 by 1 inch. And then you're going to need a piece of Whisper White to stamp the sentiment on. And our card base is just our basic black, and then we're going to use Melon Mambo to do the effect on, and this is cut at 5 by 3 3/4. And then we're going to use basic black ink and Melon Mambo ink. We're going to use this, I think this is the stitched ribbon, the Melon Mambo. Yes, stitched ribbon. So we're going to use that, and then you're going to need some of the jewel rhinestones, and I used the top half there because they get a little bit bigger as you go along, so I used the top ones. And we're going to also need the Simply Scored tool. So just like Tammy, I did get my diagonal piece, but I don't know where it's at. It's MIA. I looked everywhere for it last night. I could not find it anywhere. So just like Tammy did in her video, we're going to start this out, and you kind of want each corner to be at the 3 3/4, I think that's right, mark. Wait, no, I did that wrong. I'm sorry. I knew something wasn't right. So you kind of want to line them up at 2 3/4 here and 2 3/4 there. Now I didn't do mine exactly like Tammy did hers. Hers has smaller diamonds in the background for that effect. I decided to do mine like I started at the 3/4 mark, and I just came down, and I'll just read you the ones that I did. And just make your mark there. And then I went to 1 3/4. Just make your mark. And then I went to 2 3/4. And then 3 3/4 and 4 3/4, and then again at 5 3/4, and this is just a very small one. Then you're going to rotate it completely around, and when you rotate it, you want to end up at I believe it should be, if I did this right, no, it has to be this way. So it should be, I want to say 3.5, but for some reason now mine's not lining up. Maybe it's that way. Yes, okay. I'm getting confused. It's very late at night, guys. So again, I just started at the 3/4 mark and made a mark, and then 1 3/4. So we're just going to go, and then you're just going to get a bigger, like the bigger diamond, and then 2 3/4, and then down 3 3/4, and then 4 3/4, and I just kind of follow it down and made my mark that way. And then again, just on the very end, 5 3/4, and as you can see, you're just going to get a bigger diamond versus the smaller diamond that she got. I hope my hand wasn't in the way. That was kind of hard to do on camera, and you don't want to rip your cardstock. So what you're going to do is, there's one side is raised and one side is more like going in, and this side is more popped up. That's the side that you want to use, is the raised side. So then you just fold over each of the score lines you just made. Then we're going to bend it in the opposite direction. Do the same thing on all those score lines we just made. Okay, and then we're just going to flatten it out. Okay, let's grab our Melon Mambo, and then you're just going to fold that over, ink it up, and you just want to go on your lines. And you want to make sure that you're doing, when you fold it, each side. Make sure that you get all the way down into the corners, like so. And then you just keep folding it and inking. Make sure that you're doing each side. And you can kind of already see the effect there. I kind of just did it down the center and then made sure I got ink on each side. Kind of like what I'm doing here. Okay. And I just did the center first. Make sure you get one side, flip it over, and make sure you get that side. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing here. Just folding it in the opposite direction and inking. Make sure you're getting both sides inky. I've never seen this technique done, and if you want to hop over to Tammy's blog, it's Tammy White, and she gave credit to who she seen do it or seen the card. I can't remember now, and I can't remember the person's name that she credited, but it's always nice to give credit where credit's due. When you see something like this that somebody else has created, give them a shout out. That's where you saw it from. Okay, how pretty is that? I just love that. Love that. And I'm just gonna close that up. We'll bring in our piece of Whisper White, our stamping mat. We'll get our black ink. Let's grab our beautiful little lady. We'll ink her up, and you're just going to stamp it right in the center of the oval. And then I'm going to spray my Stampin' scrub really quick so I can clean my stamp off as I go. We're going to take then, we're done with the black. We'll go back to Melon Mambo and use the little swirly design, ink it up in the Melon Mambo, and then you can just choose to put that little swirl wherever you want. Just try not to get it on her face. Oh, we can leave this open actually because we need to do, and I think my sentiment piece of paper might have gotten, oh, there it is. Thought I lost it. So the sentiment is going to be the one that says, "Life looks beautiful on you." We're going to ink that up in Melon Mambo and just stamp it in the middle. Okay, and then while we have that, we'll just go ahead and ink around the edges just to give it a little bit more color and depth, like that. Close this up. Now, let's move these pieces out of the way. We'll go ahead and bend our cardstock, give it a nice crease, like that. And I'm going to use Fast Fuse because on this gold glimmer paper we really want it to stick well. And hold it just a second. Okay. And then we'll just layer this, and just make sure that you cut, when you're cutting that out, you're getting it in the center, so that way your Melon Mambo piece is going to disguise where you just cut that out. Okay. I love glimmer paper, but I don't like the glimmer mess that it leaves behind. Okay, then I'm just going to lay that there. I'm not going to adhere it down yet. Let me think how I want to do this. I'm going to change it up a little bit, I think, from the way that I did. Wasn't really crazy about that, so I think I might change that on this card. So that's kind of what I'm trying to decide if how I'm gonna do it. So while we're deciding, let's go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of our stamped image, and I'm gonna use 4. And then we'll just peel these off and adhere it to this piece of silver glimmer paper, like so. Okay. Then I think I was trying to think if I wanted to tie it. I'm just going to do it and we'll see how it turns out, okay? I was trying to figure out if I just wanted to tie it in like a small bow instead of doing the 2 wrapped around pieces. Just kind of tie it in a knot. I think I'm going to like that better. We'll just snip this off like that and snip that piece off like that. And you could do it at both ends if you wanted to. I'm going to make this one just a tad bit shorter. Don't want to get my glimmer, but I do want to, like that. Okay, we'll just try that one and see what we think that one looks like. And then I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back of the sentiment, like so. Might be when my finger's still hurting. I'm crippled. Okay, definitely it's a good thing that I'm going tomorrow. Hopefully, if our weather's not too bad, they're predicting a bad ice storm. I'm gonna go get my nails redone, so yay. So what I did when I was putting my rhinestones on, I just kind of laid this where I thought I was going to put it, and that helped me place the rhinestones. And also you're not then wasting the rhinestones. So I think I can fit 3 there, and then we'll just skip putting them there. Or we could just move down like that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of position that right there like so. And then you can use the fine tip glue pen if you want to just really be sure that they're not gonna come off. But usually these rhinestones stick pretty good, and I just use my snips and then just place them in the middle of each one of the little, whoops, that one stuck to my finger. It's got glue on it because I could just see it sticking there. Now let's see. See, if we place that there, then we're not going to need the jewel on that one. So we'll just work around it. And then we can always go back in if you find, oh, I didn't put it exactly where I thought. You can go back in and add it. Add a rhinestone. Okay, let's go ahead and stick her down. Oh, we didn't put dimensionals on her yet. I just love this card. I originally started out doing the base in our gray, and with the black ink, with her stamped in black, the gray just didn't make it, you know. I thought with the silver glitter paper that is what would look the best, but when I tried it, it just didn't pop like it did with the black. So I was like, as soon as I laid the black down, I was like, yeah, it's got to be black. Oops. Need to let go of it. And you can just use the end of your snips right there too. I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this so we can get it adhered down and just really make sure that we know where we're placing our jewels now, since we're finishing up with it. And you could change the sentiment. The stamp set has so many sentiments, you could change it. This will probably be the last card for a while that I post using the stamp set, just because I'm going to start my class. And those are exclusive to the people that take my class, the cards that I make. So that's a part of the perk of taking the class. I am going to just go ahead and place 3 right here at the bottom. I could have moved it up a little bit, but we get so many of these basic jewels that, and it's just going to add the prettiness and the glitter down here at the bottom. And then just, okay, I think we have them at every spot we need them at. And I probably should have used the fast fuse and put this down first, but since I didn't, I'm just going to go in with my fast fuse like so. Just make sure if you do it like I'm doing it that you don't go too far out, and you know, because then you'll see your fast fuse. And then just center. You can also use Tombow. You could use Tombow to hold it down. And I messed up one of the little rhinestones. Actually, 2 of them just came off. That's put it back. And since I put it on and it came off, I might have to use the fast fuse to make sure that it stays on, but I think it'll be okay. I like to just go around with my snips like I'm doing and kind of give it an extra push down, and if you don't mess with it too much, you're going to be fine with it. But there you go. So this is the changed up ribbon versus my first one. I'll have all the supplies that I just used on my blog. You can visit it at bobbystamps.blogspot.com, and like I just said, this is going to be one of my upcoming classes. I'm going to be doing Dragonfly Dreams. I hope to have that posted this Sunday. So if you're interested in taking that class, visit my blog. I'll have all the information on there. Make sure that you guys are shopping. It's celebration time. For every $50 you spend in either the annual catalog or the occasions catalog, you get to choose a free item in the celebration catalog. It's a great time to sign up to be a demonstrator as well. You get your starter kit for $99, and I believe you get to pick, I think it's $125, and 2 extra stamp sets, and the shipping is free. So that's a win-win. If you would like to join my team, you can send me an email if you have any questions. But thanks so much for stopping by today, and I'll have my nail fixed before I do my next video, guys. Thanks. God bless.